Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I've always stated that I am for black men and black women getting along in relationships and getting married and making strong black families. I have never been shy about saying that. The one thing that I have noticed about black celebrities, sometimes they find themselves in a position of having to defend their marriages or their relationships, especially if they're with each other. But even if they marry a white person, people got something to say about that. But if they marry a black person, they got something to say about that. If they marry a person with a child or children, people got something to say about that. Or if they don't marry somebody with children, people got something to say about that because now they're too old, or they've had this many relationships, or they really wanted to marry the other person, but they married this person because they couldn't do any better. So they find themselves in a pickle sometimes. And the latest of these really is Jonathan Owens, who is married to Simone Biles. And I think we saw that last year when he went on that podcast. And those guys on the podcast seemed like they were trying to make him feel somewhat less than, because Simone is a bigger name than he is. So he kind of stumbled over the answer, and everybody made a field day out of it, talking about, oh, she wasn't his phenotype. He wanted a white woman, and he never dated a dark-skinned woman. And I mean, dark-skinned black women can't win. If you marry somebody who can, if the dark-skinned black woman gets married to somebody, if she marries a white man, it's because black men didn't want her. If she marries a black man, it's because he dated a light-skinned woman before, so that's really who he wanted. So black celebrities really find themselves in uncomfortable situations sometimes. But I want to go over what happened with Jonathan Owens, Simone's husband. Jonathan Owens addresses backlash to comments about Simone Biles' marriage. Jonathan Owens wasn't fazed by the backlash to him, referring to him as the catch in his relationship with his wife, Simone Biles. I have all my social media notifications off, so I didn't even know for a while Owens, 28, exclusively told US Weekly of the public response while promoting his partnership with Good Sport. I was actually with my mom and Simone whenever it came out, so all the comments and everything, I just let them read it. I tried to stay out of it, and obviously, if you feel like stuff is kind of getting out of hand, that's when you reach in and say something. Now, the takeaway from this paragraph is that he was with his mama and his wife, and he let them read the comments that people had to say about what he had said about him being the catch. His mama and his wife, which means that his wife and his mama's getting along. That marriage is not going to break up without his mama getting in it, which means it's not going to break up. The NFL athlete added that there's no winning when it comes to responding to trolls. Well, he's right about that. I think we all get that. I don't mean to cuss, he said, but damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you say something, they're going to say something. If you don't say something, they're going to say something. So just live your life. People are going to talk about you anyway, so you might as well do it the way you want to do it. And that is absolutely true, because if they were out here falling out of the nightclubs and if she was pregnant and he was out there saying, it's not my baby, I'm not going to marry her, or he had 4 or 5 baby mamas, then they wouldn't talk about it so much. But this is a couple, an upstanding couple. As far as we know, he doesn't have any children. She doesn't have any children. She's a serious athlete, and he's a serious athlete. He's not trying to ride on her coattail. He's out there trying to get him a better contract, and he's getting sponsorships. So both of them have money, as I've said before. If they take care of each other and take care of their money, they can live well and have generational wealth to pass down to their children. And you really cannot pay attention to what people say. She's enamored with him, and he seems to be in love with her. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't understand why people think that he can't be attracted to her because she's dark-skinned. Oh, she's dark-skinned. She's not beautiful. Yes, she is. She's a beautiful, talented, gifted woman. And he should be proud of her, and I believe he is. Owens raised eyebrows after revealing during a December 2023 appearance on the Pivot podcast that he didn't know who Biles, 27, was when they met via Raya in 2020. He was then asked whether he considered himself the catch in the pair's marriage. See, they baited him. To which he replied, I always say that the men are the catch. Owens further shared that he was afraid to commit at first, but Biles won him over. Yeah, she probably won him over by being decent. And women often have to make it clear that if you're not going to get married, then I need to move on, because if you want to get married, you have to be with a man who's going to get married. It's stupid to spend 5, 10, 12 years with somebody who doesn't want to get married. And whereas I agree that you shouldn't pressure a man into marrying you, I also agree that you shouldn't let a man waste your time. If you want to get married, you have to make it clear you want to get married. And then he can make up his mind. If he doesn't want to get married, then it's time for both of you to move on. And I will add this. If you want to get married, don't let anybody shame you because you want to get married, and don't let anybody talk you out of it. It's your decision. Some fans took issue with Owens' comments about the most decorated gymnast in history. Biles, however, defended her husband during an April appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast. I was in the room. They even panned over to me with that viral moment, and I just rolled my eyes and laughed. The Olympic gold medalist said, noting that she felt great about Owens' interview before the public outcry. He never said I wasn't a catch. He said he was a catch. He praises the ground I walk on. Truly, I've never met a man like him. See, she didn't have a problem with what he said, but other people had a problem with it. Although Biles admitted she started to feel really hurt by the public's perception of her husband, Owens told Us Weekly that the twosome try not to worry about online discourse. Well, that's very smart. Our biggest thing is we know that those people don't know us from a can of paint, he said. Hallelujah. I can't base how I feel off how another person thinks I'm supposed to be. Everyone has a voice, but we do have a job of tuning it out. But sometimes you have to express yourself and let people know, like, you're in the wrong. Owens added that he and Biles focus on each other when the external voices get loud. They don't know everything that goes on in our relationship. As long as we stay tight and our bond stays strong, we're unbreakable, he said. That's right. That's right. It's really up to them, not other people, as to the kind of relationship they have. The football player and Biles tied the knot in April 2023 after announcing their engagement the previous year. The two athletes cheer each other on whenever they can. Owens is hoping to make the trip to Paris this summer to watch Biles compete in the 2024 Olympics, even though it coincides with the 2024 NFL training camp and preseason. But he got special permission from his team to go to Paris to support her. And so they've been showing him on TV jumping up and clapping and screaming all out when she has done one of her routines. So they're a lovely couple, and you know, people should let these people be happy. Some people are actually happy and satisfied in their marriage. So there is such a thing as irresponsible use of social media, and people really should take into account what they're saying before they start commenting on other people's relationship. Make sure you're not imposing how you feel about yourself and your relationship or relationships onto other people, because your problem may not be their problem. Let people live. Okay, let me know what you think about the video, and have a great day.